What's up? WAGME presents Meet the Homies Episode 5 with today's special guest, VeVe Vault.
What's up, YouTube? This is A5 Crypto.
Hey guys, Crypto Addict.
Giving you guys episode 5 of today's special guest of meeting the homies. But before we go any further and we introduce VeVe Vault into this, we want you guys to subscribe to our channel, WAGME. Hit the like button, and of course leave a comment and questions if you are in the live stream, and then hopefully we'll try our best to answer those questions.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and before we get started, let's go ahead and get the reel going, and we'll go ahead and pull VeVe Vault up.
VeVe Vault, what's up, brother?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
It's going well, man.
VeVe Vault. Yeah,
we appreciate you guys for just joining us today, man. We definitely grateful for that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on your channel. I've been enjoying your interviews with the Gale and all the other homies, and I'm pretty excited to be here.
Awesome,
Yes, sir.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Well, let's kick it out. Let's have you introduce yourself a little bit here. Tell us a little bit about VeVe Vault.
All right. Well, like you said, I am VeVe Vault. I have a YouTube channel. I started it up to help people get drops because these drops are tough to get sometimes and they're very valuable. And I came up with a few tricks that helped me get an advantage on getting those drops. So I tried to spread it around so that everybody else was getting them as well. Everybody had a smile on their face and we're happy with the app and stayed and kept on collecting.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
man.
awesome.
We definitely appreciate like your content and like your knowledge, and definitely helped us get those drops, even though it's getting harder and harder nowadays, which is crazy, right?
Yeah, at this point, man, you can have as many tips as you want. You still need a whole lot of luck to get one.
Yeah, I see you coming out with all these new gates every time, new strategies. You had one today. That's crazy. Like, I really like it because it's every time you're doing these streams, like they're live and you're showing what you're doing live. Like, I think that helps a lot of people much more because they're able to see exactly what you do through the entire process as you're doing it.
Absolutely, and today was a good example because I had a new gate, a new trick to try on comic drops, and we tried it, and I don't think it was very effective. Some people said it was, and it worked for them, but I have to try it, and the only way I could try it is during a drop, and I stream every drop, so you're gonna watch me trying the new techniques, even though some of them aren't effective.
So how do you come up with these techniques? Like, do you? I mean, if you're only able to try them during the live session of the drops, like, how do you come up with them, or what makes you gives you the idea to like, oh, this might work, or
I would say most of them other people came up with. A lot of times people send me messages on how to do stuff. Like the one today, I called it Baghdar Gate because one of my homies, Baghdar, sent me the information about it. And like in the very beginning, Clock Gate was something that apparently other people knew about. So I didn't like invent that or anything. But some stuff like a line gate. A line gate was like where we had just switched over to the new clock where it counts down the timer. And I felt like it was pretty obvious. I didn't even name it. And a lot of people said, oh, we figured that out ourselves. And I expected everybody to. But since, since everybody was doing it, we figured we'd make it a name and kind of and the way that you know how to talk to somebody about it without having to spell it out to them.
That's crazy.
I mean, since you started, you've had like your whole checklist and everything for like getting these drops. It's always like go on airplane mode, remove your cell phone cases, reset your router, and people don't realize it, but it helps a lot. Every split second helps you to get your drop because it really matters.
Yeah, just like you said, it's split seconds. Every millisecond matters. As people don't like to reset the routers, I wouldn't even do that for the longest time. I remember Granola Warfare. Everybody reset the routers. I was like, that's kind of dumb. It's not gonna make a difference. But I've noticed the difference that when I reset my router, I get the drops more often. So every little tiny tip helps a little bit.
Yeah.
No way. I haven't resetted my router in like years, so I can't imagine. All right, next one I'm gonna try it.
Drop.
Yeah, man.
I
There's all
mean,
those. It gets all those information packets over the time, and they get built up. You're not even using them anymore, but it actually slows your router down just a little bit.
no way. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to try the next drop because I haven't gotten a drop since maybe like Christmas time with Deadpool and like Groot and all that. So it's been a while.
That's a long time. Wow.
I know, brother. I know. I know, brother.
Reset your router, man.
Yeah, reset that router. That'll help for sure.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do that. And if I get a drop, I'm gonna tag you. I mean.
Yep. Nice.
It's the router reset.
Yeah, and really device, it matters how strong your device is. You got to have a device with a good processor. If you're using a flip phone sidekick, you're not getting any drops no matter what your technique you're using.
Yeah.
Sure. So, growing up, what were your hobbies kind of growing up? What were you
Growing
interested
up, I was big into sports always. I played a lot of football from really young. I played football all through high school, and I collected baseball cards all the time. I played a lot of basketball, like street ball outside. I lived right across from a basketball court. I'd go out and play every day, but I never played organized basketball. My football coach actually wouldn't let me in high school play organized basketball. So I was all about sports pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, hanging out with the homies and playing sports. That's about it, really.
Now, football or football? Because I see you got the little Brazil jersey going on, man.
Man, I'll be honest. No offense to any of my soccer fans out there, but us football players used to make fun of soccer players a little bit back then. I'm kind of older, but nowadays it's a little more accepted. The World Cup's pretty cool. I'm starting to become more of a fan. I got my Brazil shirt on. But I played real football back then.
Are you into like Winter Olympics as well? I mean, I know that the Winter Olympics just started today. Were you ever into any snow sports since you're, pretty athletic?
But I do like watching the Olympics, but I don't think I tried to ice skate before, and oh my goodness, I cannot. There's some sports I can't do. Ice skating and golf, those are the two that I just cannot do at all.
Yeah, I feel you there. Like one sport I know for sure I can't play is like soccer and ice hockey. Like I can't play those sports. Man,
it's hard to ice skate. It really is.
I mean, no lie, when growing up, I used to play street hockey with like roller skates or stuff. I mean, that was pretty fun, and with rollerblades as well. So, I mean, nice. that's as close as I can get with hockey.
Right.
So,
I like it.
So, as a football fan, who do you have for the Super Bowl?
I guess since the Bengals beat my Chiefs, that was my team. I like the Colts.
Oh.
The Bengals beat the Chiefs, but Cincinnati's really close by to where I live, so I'll go ahead and root for the Bengals to pull it out and win.
That's a shocker, man. I'm surprised.
I was
pretty far.
I know. I was shocked.
Chiefs were looking good in the first half when they're just punching in every touchdown, which is crazy. And then I don't know what happened second half. They just kind of like went downhill. What's up with that?
That's good coaching by the Bengals, honestly, keeping their team in and motivated, and then a good game plan.
Oh, for sure.
Adjustments.
Yeah. They definitely wanted that for sure, which is crazy. Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, Dale? Yeah, I mentioned to these guys before we started the stream that my cat wants to go outside. We have a snowstorm, so I'm not letting him, and he's meowing. He's not happy about it, but he can't go out there, man. We got like 6 inches of snow.
That's crazy. What does he do out there? He just wants to play in the snow or what?
No, he's he was a stray cat when we found him, and I didn't realize it because I always kept him inside, but he'd always meow and meow. So finally, I just let him go outside, and he just wants to go outside for like 4 or 5 hours and then come back, and he does it like every day. I don't know what he does out there. I have no idea. My kid wants me to put a GoPro on him and see where he goes. But
that would be interesting, yeah. Like one of those pet cams.
So you said that you were into like baseball cards, and what other kind of cards? And do you still collect them now?
Yeah, I'm big into baseball cards, and we had a local baseball card shop where I worked at as a kid, and then I gave up on it after I think somebody had stolen my cards when I was a kid, and then after college, I actually went back and started working for them again, part-time, helping them out, and I started building up a collection again. And then when I got married, I sold those cards off. And then a couple years ago, I started collecting again for reselling, and I would be buying them and selling them off of Facebook. And I'm big into the vintage baseball cards. I still have a lot myself. And then I got into the hobby of TTM, which stands for through the mail, and I would send off a lot of my baseball cards to get autographed by the players on them. And then, a lot of times sell those afterwards for profit because you can make a lot of money doing that. And I also built up my collection that way. So I still have a bunch of baseball cards that I collect. But of course, I'm big into NFTs, and a lot of times I'll just sell off some of my physical collectibles so I can buy more gems, so I can buy more digital collectibles.
Yeah. So do you like baseball and sports and stuff, like trading cards becoming digitized and an NFT version as well? And if you so, would you invest in that, knowing that that's what you did before?
Yeah, I liked the platform on Wax. It was a Topps MLB platform, and they had the baseball cards, and they looked a lot like they always designed them to look like the physical Topps baseball cards of that year. So the 2021s looked like the Topps 2021 set, and I bought some of those. They only had one drop, and I still own some. Yeah. But then I guess Topps lost the license with the MLB, and MLB to do NFTs with Candy, so they didn't make any more drops on those, and I still hold them. Because I like the way they look. They look like my baseball cards. But if you look at the other MLB NFTs, the new ones, they don't look as much like Topps baseball cards. So I'm not as interested in those.
Yeah. Now, did the price dump in those Topps baseball cards?
They're weird. I look at it every once in a while. There's an app called Token Head where you can keep track of the price. And it'll be 100 one day. And then I look at the next day, it'll be 300, 350. And then I look at the next day, it'll be back down to 100. And I just quit looking at it.
Yeah.
That's maybe too much.
Yeah. So they're not worth very much.
Yeah.
I know you're playing fantasy football. You ever play like fantasy baseball since you're a baseball fan?
Oh man, this is gonna date me a little bit. It's gonna make me look old, but man, we played fantasy baseball when you had to play with a pencil and paper on the back of a Beckett magazine. Like old school. I mean, true fantasy baseball. Y'all don't even
Sorry, man.
You had to keep track of all the stats yourself in a notebook. We had like 5 notebooks just for one season. We got deep into it. I don't do it that much anymore. I'm more into fantasy football. But yeah, I've definitely played before.
Oh god.
Baseball is so much to keep track of. Like, I don't know how you're doing with a notebook because playing every single day, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
and you gotta be honest too, right? I'm sure people.
That's
well,
true.
I guess it's not that hard.
You want to look verify. Up all the stats.
Yeah. I know.
So fantasy came natural for you to be like, oh, we've been doing this on notebooks and everything.
Oh yeah, I'm a stats guy. I'm a numbers guy, so I enjoyed it.
So, talking about baseball, and then now with the VeVe NFTs and stuff, like how did you get to understand like Marvel or Decon or these different types of IPs? Like what sparked you to not only start your YouTube channel but get into these kind of digital collectibles, right? Because it wasn't really like what you grew up with typically, right?
You're right. No, you're right. I started off with NBA Top Shot because I like sports, and that's how I learned about NFTs. And then I did, however, just begin to want to start learning about cryptocurrency. I had taken out some of my savings to invest in cryptocurrency. And when I started watching all the videos, that's how I learned about hOMIes. And I learned about hOMIes separate than NFTs, not realizing exactly that the hOMIE was running this app of NFTs that are things that I might be interested in collecting. But once I was an hOMIE investor, I joined the hOMIE Facebook groups. Yeah. And that's when the people started showing me the NFTs and talking about the Todd McFarlane Batman and how this is the first Batman. And I knew the NFTs were going to be important because they're on the blockchain. So they kind of convinced me that these are things that are worth collecting.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Sweet. So coming from like Top Shots, like what do you think VeVe actually has going for it to like maybe prevent like a dump like Top Shots had? Like, do you think it's going to follow the same trends as Top Shots or why?
I know a lot of people think that the whole MTL thing is what caused the Top Shot dump, and it probably is. And I think VeVe is way different because they have a much bigger user base and they've been around longer. And I don't think MTL is going to cause prices to dump or anything, but I do worry that the queue system for the new drop queue system, although some people are really hype about it, I think it's going to make it really tough to get drops, especially if we're not using KYC and people can make multiple accounts. So your chances of getting a drop are going to become really tough, and the drop experience might be not as fun. So I do worry that might tank prices. However, we got IMX coming up, and you can see that hOMIE tokens are now already listed on IMX. So if we're able to start putting our VeVe NFTs on Immutable X and people can buy them with Ethereum, you might see prices shoot up because of that. So I don't know. If they happen at the same time, they could even balance each other out.
Yeah, I kind of feel you there. Like I know a lot of people, and I agree. Like, we do need to do something, like have something, you know, in regards to, you know, resolving like bots or multiple users or whatnot. But I don't think that people realize, like, when we go to a lottery, I think your odds of actually hitting on a drop is gonna be much less, because now it's who has the most accounts, and then it's gonna be complaints that, oh, so just has like hundreds of accounts and they're always getting drops from that, right? And it's like an endless cycle of things you have to do. Even with KYC, you know, people can easily fake identities or whatnot, and you gotta understand, man, there's 1.5 million people in this app, right? And if you think about it, like, if we're doing KYC, it's gonna take a really, really long time for VeVe to actually like confirm your account. So you may be sitting in queue trying to verify your account for a really long time, because there's just so many people that have to get verified.
It's true.
Even if we're doing like just like strictly math, like it could take, let's say one person is spending like 5 minutes to verify an account, right?
Yeah.
So I put out a calculator. So 5 minutes. We're gonna take this. You're getting about 12 an hour. If you're working 8 hours, about 96 a day. Each person is doing about 96 a day. It's gonna take forever to get through a mill. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. And it's a mill, but the thing is that as like more, like, this is gonna have people create more accounts, and then more verifications you have to go through, right? And then if something happens, like if you know you don't pass the first go around, you're gonna have to submit a ticket, and they're gonna have to maybe go through some additional steps for you to verify. That's gonna take even longer, you know, and it's gonna overwhelm them. It's gonna be like if they hire like 100 people strictly at this rate just to do verifications, it's still gonna take, like, to do like a mill, it's still gonna take like half a year to get through everybody, which is insane.
Yeah, that is kind of worries a little bit. I know whenever they started NBA Top Shots KYC, that people were complaining that it took months for them to finally get verified. Yeah. I know also that when somebody brought that up in a VeVe AMA, VeVe said that they plan on having the KYC so that it's done over in a couple of days. And I went to NBA Top Shot and KYC'd recently for the first time, because I'd never withdrawn from there. And it only took me 2 or 3 days, I think 2 days to get KYC'd and to start being able to withdraw money from there. So it went pretty quick, actually.
So it works if it's like if you're trying to withdraw, right? Like, so if there's an action, so if you cannot put your collectibles on immutable, which is what I believe they're gonna do, is like you can't put your collectibles on like immutable X until you KYC. That will lower the numbers. They don't have to go through every account and go through it. It's only people that are strictly looking to sell at the time, so it can kind of speed up the process at that time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting there as far as how they plan on handling that. But
so
even
with
then, I don't know if KYC is even the solution.
So with the money transfer license coming to VeVe, do you anticipate the same thing happening? Is that what you're saying when it happened, when they did that for Top Shots?
Excuse me. I think that it's not gonna take as long as it did with NBA Top Shot, because with NBA Top Shot, I think I don't know if we have the same bottleneck, because as I was listening to Crypto Addict speak, we might have that same bottleneck with 1.5 million users whenever KYC first starts. Maybe that's why it took so long with NBA Top Shot. But VeVe is saying that that's not going to be a problem. If everybody tries to cash out at the same time, it's going to be a problem. But everybody's not cashing out. A lot of people are not planning on cashing out. Like, I probably won't even worry about KYCing because I don't have any plans of cashing out my gems.
Yeah.
That would lower the load, so you're not really having like a whole influx of people trying to KYC at the same time.
Right.
No, I don't really keep up with NBA Top Shots, but I mean, has the price stabilized, or has it like gotten back up to where it dropped since the MTL, or not really?
You know,
Or
it's
recovered
interesting.
at least?
It's interesting. My account pretty much stays in the same area for the longest time, and I'll buy packs, and I usually do all right with the packs, but I'll cash out the good stuff that I get and just pretty much leave the commons. But just recently, over the last couple of weeks, the price has almost doubled on my account. So I guess it's getting a little hot, and the prices are finally starting to go back up.
Oh, okay.
Sweet,
Yeah,
sweet.
I guess it was just like a washout, and paper hands who are selling just because of this this upcoming updated news. I guess, I don't know.
And also, Dapper Labs is doing a lot of other things. They've got the UFC going on, and they also got NFL going on, so that might be helping too.
Oh yeah, Crypto Addict guy and I just dabbled in a couple of UFC packs.
Nice.
Cool.
I got a couple packs myself.
Yeah.
I love how we got the packs for free and we're getting free airdrops.
Yeah, like what was that whole deal about? I just one day checked my email or went to the Dapper account and I got like my money back and more, which is kind of weird. I didn't want to say anything, I guess. I don't know. What happened there?
Yeah, they gave everybody a full refund and airdropped them a rare because they forgot to put the rares in all the packs. They gave out all the packs with no rares in it, so you got your money back and you got a rare. And I actually got some pretty good pulls on mine. I got Francis Ngannou and Robbie Lawler. So
yeah,
I mean, I got all that for free and a couple of rares airdropped to me.
Sick. Did you get any championship series or no?
Probably not, because I didn't notice that.
Oh, okay.
Chat Gaming says he's not cashing out.
Let's go.
I'm not cashing out anytime soon either, man. Got one more thing here. But if people do, that's a great entry point for new users due to the price dips, so expect a big license win KYC.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, I don't have enough Disney golden moments, and if we do have that big dip at MTL that people talk about, then that'll be my perfect time to start stacking up some golden moments.
For sure.
Golden moments are, I know we talked about this before going on, is those are my go-to. I've been stacking those like anytime I can get like stacking those golden moments, because those are gonna be the grails long term, and you can't go wrong with them. So they're a safe bet.
Yeah, and what do you guys think about? I'm sure you saw the news that Disney was hiring some crypto experts for metaverse information. Do you think that's bullish news or bearish news for the Disney VeVe NFTs?
Well,
I mean,
for me personally,
definitely
like
yeah. Go ahead.
For me personally, I think that every single company needs to hire someone that's involved in the NFT market, and Disney putting this out, I don't think it's a signal for anything in particular. Is that they are into the metaverse and into NFTs, and that's a sign that this is the future, so if you're involved in this, you're really early. Not anything particular like, hey, we're going to start our own marketplace and we're going to cut VeVe out. It's just showing that they're coming into the marketplace and they're serious about this, and it could be because of the success that we've had with VeVe. Maybe that is why they need to hire maybe someone strictly in that department. But I don't think it's negative news. I think it's bullish news for the entire marketplace, in my opinion.
Nice.
Yeah, like long term, I think it's bullish news for sure. Just because, I mean, there you have like a foundation being built with Disney, and they believe in this kind of whole new technology. So you can kind of bet that, in the longevity, in the long term, like you can bet that this is going to last for a while, right? But even though right now it kind of seems like a bear market, right, with crypto kind of, or basically every market right now except for VeVe, I suppose, is kind of in this current correction mode, I suppose. So.
See, is it? I'm not sure because I'm not a crypto guy. To me, everything's great right now because all I collect is free.
Yeah, man. So
actually,
I mean,
for like OpenSea NFTs, a lot of markets or collections have picked up the past week or so. So a lot of NFTs have been picking up a lot of traffic and volume the past week, which is really nice. It could be due to the dip in crypto.
I mean, it's interesting. Like, usually with like an economic kind of thing going on in the world, you would see people park their assets in like cash, like something stable. So what we're noticing right now is kind of an interesting phenomenon where money is being poured into illiquid assets. I mean, let's be real, like like NFTs, or whatever we have right now in VeVe and stuff. Like, I think they can be considered as illiquid, right? Because I mean, it's just interesting to see like the money is just being poured into this. I don't know, what do you think?
I think a lot of people have the same mindset as me, and it's like I missed the boat on Bitcoin big time. Like, I was right there. Everybody told me Bitcoin. I should have bought Bitcoin. I even, as a computer guy, understood the whole kind of technology behind blockchain technology, but I didn't buy it. And now this feels like the new Bitcoin, and I don't want to miss out this time.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's kind of what I try to tell people. Like, hey, this is Bitcoin at $100. Like, how much would you buy, knowing what Bitcoin's price is? Like, it's your time to accumulate what you can.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like we're in a like an interesting generation where people don't really trust cash or hard cash nowadays. They rather buy things to like flex. They rather buy things that they admire, or they would rather collect. So it's an interesting time to be a part of right now.
And there's not as much flexing going on right now because of the whole pandemic thing. People aren't going out to the clubs as much. People aren't going outside as much. So, I mean, your flexing sometimes is online, and pretty soon
it's a different kind of flex, like people showing off their vaults, people showing off what they got on the drops,
profile
people showing
pictures.
off. So it's interesting. So
absolutely.
How heavy are you involved in like the VeVe marketplace? Are you on there 24/7? Are you checking like every 5 minutes, every hour? Like, how often are you actually looking at the market and making trades?
It varies. There for a long time. Okay, so at the very beginning, I would say I was on there a lot doing some flipping, but there for a long time, maybe a period of 3 or 4, maybe even 5 months, I would just get the drops, and then if I got the drop, I would just buy that set, and then I would be done with the market until the next drop. But nowadays, I pretty much get on the market right after, especially comic drops, certain drops. As soon as the market opens, I'll get on there and try to buy the low serial numbers at floor prices and flip them back real quick and just start stacking up my gems that way.
Okay. Awesome. So you're kind of just stacking gems for when you need to purchase something.
Yeah, I don't like to hold gems, so recently I've been buying the stuff that I want to hold long term, even if I don't think the price is great. I went ahead and picked up the Babstar Harley Quinn just because it's one I've wanted for a long time, even though it was sitting at 800 and it's came down from there. But I'm starting to pick up stuff like the Silver Dragon Girl that I don't plan on trying to flip or anything. At this point, I'm able to get the gems pretty easy after the drops, so I can focus on the one thing I want to buy, start stacking up my gems until I get there, buy that, and move on to the next one.
Awesome. Jacob says VeVe Vault legend.
The legend.
Sure.
Tillman is a legend. That guy actually won my Amelia Earhart Ultra Rare and a big old giveaway once.
Oh, nice. Sick.
Yeah, I love those giveaways you do, the big old giveaways. That's great.
Yeah, they're fun.
Not just what you actually give away, like everyone, like your whole community is like giving away. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a guy who's donated 2 lucky secret rares to those. Just donated his own lucky secret rares.
Oh man.
Wow, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, all chat gaming. Wealthy hide money in expensive wine, art, land, NFTs make sense because they're so easy to manage. Also, the weaker dollar due to inflation, you would actually lose value in your money.
There you go. See, all chat knows what I'm talking about. Awesome. He gets it.
Makes sense.
We were thinking the same thing. Awesome. Yeah.
So
I mean, so what's your? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so with the marketplace here, what do you think? Like, you personally, what do you think are like the top 3 traits you think people actually need to actually be successful in like the NFT market?
Top 3 trades? I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
Like, you think they need to be like characteristics?
Oh, traits. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, definitely patience, and that works really well with sniping too. If you're patient, you got to be patient to wait for the prices to come down to where you think they're going to be, and you also have to be experienced, and it takes a lot of experience knowing what the market's going to do after a drop. It takes a lot of experience to knowing what a certain NFT or certain IP is going to do in the future. If you look at something like Deadpool, it's eventually going to be around what Spider-Man is because of from the they're from the same IP and they're the same type of character.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the last one, I would say that you have to be willing to lose money every once in a while. Sometimes you make bad calls, and you gotta take your loss and move on to the next one.
Do you think people are born with these traits naturally, or you think these are like things you can kind of learn to kind of improve on?
I'm sure everybody has a little bit of natural ability in all of those areas, but whenever it comes to the marketplaces, this is a whole new genre. So, I mean, when it comes to experience, you have to earn that by getting in there. Sometimes you have to take your losses, but it's like paying to learn something. You just learned a lesson and you paid a little bit for it.
Yeah, I think that helps.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
Like me, I've been through like a lot of crypto cycles, and so when I see these cycles in like the NFT market, it really doesn't faze me at all, and I think that helps with patience for like seeing the VeVe marketplace and understanding like where things can go and what actually is like realistic versus unrealistic. That experience is a big one, and it helps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweet. So out of these collections here, what would you say are your top 2 most precious NFTs?
Well, my Todd McFarlane's definitely my most valuable NFT. It's I paid less than 500 gems for it, and it's it's by far my most valuable one. But second most, I don't know if it's my most valuable one, but it's probably one of my favorites. It's the secret rare Deadpool comic book, because Deadpool's a character I like a lot, and there's only 600 of those, and I was able to pick that one up really cheap as well. So I mean, I've got quite a few of the secret rare comics, so that's my favorite.
The secret rare cover is badass for when they're showcasing Deadpool. Man, I just love them. Like my other favorite secret rare comic is the Avengers 8, the one with Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I don't like the Red Hawk one too, even though it's not really valuable.
Oh yeah,
black background. It looks really good.
Yeah, yeah.
So going on with like your, you said your Todd McFarlane is your most valuable. So if VeVe started releasing additional NFTs, considering all circumstances the same, they're all commons and they all have 7,000 editions. What would you be willing to trade your Todd McFarlane for? And I'm gonna list a few, and you let me know if you would be willing to trade your Todd for this other collectible. Okay.
Okay.
So if VeVe releases Darth Vader, would you trade him straight up?
No. I can tell you now the answer is no to all of these. I can't think of anything.
Pikachu? No?
I'm not even a Pokemon guy, not at all.
Oh man, Mario?
Nope, no thanks. This is the first NFT on the platform, the first Batman. Todd McFarlane's the artist.
Hey, true diamond hands. Let's see it.
So I think that puts in perspective too, like what a lot of people may not see is that what's on the app right now are valuable, you know, like even there's only so many NFTs that can come into the market that will maybe people would consider selling maybe their valuable pieces for. But at the same time, like what you're holding right now is very valuable. You don't always have to chase the next best thing, because you can be holding the best thing already. So that's good. Like you didn't even hesitate. You're like, I'm not selling nothing. I have what I want right now.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. We got Jacob here. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Spider-Man 252 comic? I have one, wondering if I should hold long term or sell for Disney. It's a really hard call and we'd love some feedback. Disney, so I'm assuming he may be referring to either the golden moments or the cards.
Spider-Man, was that the one with the black suit, right? The black suit Spider-Man, and then they released
1,000 editions. The floor price of the company at 4K.
Was it out right now? You said 4K.
Yep. Now, me as a comic book collector, I've been trying to get at least 2 different covers of every comic on the app, and I've done that so far. But then Amazing Spider-Man 252 happened. I don't even own any of those. So, you know, if Jacob is a comic book collector and he wants to get one common of every comic on the app, which I know a lot of people are trying to do, I mean, it's going to be tough to do. Not that many people, less than 1,000 people are going to be able to do it. And you can be one of those people if you hold on to it. But 4K is quite a bit. You can probably, you know, go get a BART and a skateboard for that. So it's kind of a tough decision.
Yeah, I mean, this is when it kind of really pushes the whole scarcity little conversation here, because that comic, I know people hate it and they may put a little asterisk next to this particular comic, but this is one where only so many people can have, like, ever, you know. And I don't think VeVe will release another comic with just 1,000 editions, you know, like, because that was kind of absurd. So you may be holding on something that they tested out and is going to be like a one-of-a-kind thing. So that could be valuable long term, because it's like it holds significance because this was a VeVe mess up, you know, and people can hold value to that. But at the same time, man, you're talking about Disney, and if you're going for like a golden moment, like how I like to think of it is like, I don't have to sell anybody on a golden moment. People coming into the app, they're gonna naturally look for what they're interested in, and they're gonna naturally be like, oh, I love Disney, and they're gonna look for like, what were the first Disney ones, and they're like, oh, these statues are gold. Like, they're gonna naturally like go towards it, but no one's gonna naturally come in and be like, what's the most scarce comic book, and find that this only has 1,000, you know. Like, I think more people are more likely, or casuals, or people in general are more likely to come in and want to flex like Disney's first drop. So me personally, I think there's more value in Disney long term, but man, it's hard to say, because being in that exclusive club of 1,000 is special too, you know. But I think IP is what's gonna really prevail long term.
I mean, you can't lose with either, to be honest, you know. And you can't lose with Spider-Man, period, and you can't lose with Disney. I mean, Spider-Man is like the most popular superhero in the planet, and you got this super rare comic book that VeVe has only released. I mean, that's a double whammy for me, you know. Go to Moments, of course, you can definitely sell that comic book. You're still not going to lose for Disney. It's just a matter of what you like more, to be honest. That's what it boils down to. Just buy what you want, buy what you ideally want to keep at this point, right? Because you have two opportunities here, two great opportunities. It's just a matter of your own, what you like more, to be honest. Yep. Don't get too greedy. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
It's also get what you like, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jacob says, I like money more.
I like money more.
Oh, yeah. I think we all
well, if
do.
that's the case, I'm going to say Spider-Man then. Yeah, because, I mean, to be honest, what do you think? Do you, VeVeVault, do you feel like the whole comic book collectors have entered the VeVe NFT world yet, or not yet? They're not all here yet.
Oh no, there's still a lot more mass adoption to be had for sure. But I mean, if you look at Amazing Spider-Man 252 common, and if you look at Elsa, which one's gonna hit 10K first? I would have to say Elsa.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Chat Gaming goes, have you guys ever accidentally sold an NFT for less than you meant to on the marketplace? Assuming this sad face emoji means he may have done so.
Oh man, I've seen screenshots of those on the Twitter, and I feel so bad.
Yeah, I personally have not. I double, I triple, I everything check. Everything before I buy or sell. Me personally, I haven't. No.
It seems to happen at every drop. I see the screenshots like you guys do, and I've been flipping like crazy all this time since March, and I've never sold anything for the wrong price. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I always double check, make sure, because I mean, there have been instances where I'll actually see someone post something for significantly cheap, and I'll try to click it, but I don't know. I don't get how that happens. So,
yeah,
it could be one case where I can see that not actually selling for a lower price, but actually buying for more than you actually thought you would be buying for, is if you're actively using the auction feature. The last minute gets kind of crazy sometimes. And if you're trying to click the place bid beforehand, and you're not putting in a price yourself, sometimes that price can jump 100 or 200. And if you're just placing a bid that 1 second, just trying to get it in right before the second, you may end up paying 100 or 200 more than you thought you were actually paying beforehand. So that's one case where I could see someone actually slipping on it a little bit. But yeah, like I'm just extra cautious about it because it's just me naturally. I double, triple check everything.
Now, I have bought some. I've bought some 4-digit serial numbers when I was trying to snipe, thinking that they were 3-digit serial numbers. That 9 sometimes looks like an O when you're going really fast.
For sure, yeah. Awesome, great questions. All right, you got one you wanna throw in there, A5?
Let's see. What's your morning routine like? I mean, do you navigate through your portfolio first, or you go through the marketplace? And what's your routine when you open up the VeVe app every morning or so?
Well, I do love this new feature that they have where you can just click on your NFT and hit the information button, and it shows you the floor price and the price you paid. So a lot of times I'll look at some of the more recent purchases, and I'll look at the information tab, and I'll see if the prices are up or down on those. But besides that, sometimes, recently I've been looking at the stamps to see if they're moving, and they haven't been moving, so I'm kind of giving up on those. And I'll keep an eye out on the newer comics that dropped, but I really don't pay attention to a lot of the older stuff I've had for a while. I'll usually hear about the price movements by watching Twitter or hearing people say, oh, the comics are moving, and then I'll go in and be like, oh, okay, apparently they are.
Yeah, that information, like how is it for you? Like, is it actually pulling accurate information for you? Because I know usually when I click the information tab, the floor price doesn't really match the floor in the market sometimes it's lower or higher than the actual floor price on the market, because I could see the floor price, and then when I jump into the market, it's reflecting a different price.
Yeah, that API updates once an hour on top of the hour.
Oh, okay. I see. So that's gonna give you that type of market gap between what you're seeing from the information tab for sure.
Yeah, that's just what I check in the morning to see if there's been any big movements, because a lot of times prices will jump overnight, either up or down.
Yeah, and with the market, like for like new drops, like let's say like Disney's new cards with Donald and Minnie and them, a lot of sales are going on. It's moving a lot. So when I look at the floor price on those, there's usually a pretty big gap between what it actually is and what it's showing on there. So yeah, I guess it depends as well as how much volatility is in that marketplace at the time for that collectible.
Yeah, if I was buying or selling, I would definitely want to go look at the floor prices and be more accurate before I made that decision.
Yeah, for sure. Are you collecting more comics, or are you collecting more collectibles?
Man, I'm definitely big on the comics. I want to just build up my comic collection, and as in a hold, and that's stuff that I don't plan on selling those and flipping those. The comics are what I'm holding on to, and then I kind of want to build up my set count. I was trying to do stamps, but like I said earlier, I'm kind of giving up on stamps. It would be nice if stamps were moving and I could own every stamp on the app if I started now and kept collecting them, but they don't seem to be they don't have a whole lot of popularity, so I might give up on those. But comics, are big for me. I've got 8 secret rares so far. I haven't got any in a drop yet, and every time I pick up a secret rare, I buy all the rarities of that set. And I don't know if comics will ever count as sets. I hope they do someday, but I go ahead and buy them just in case.
So with the comics, do
you have every set? Or go ahead.
Yeah, with the comics, you have every set that you have a secret rare. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have 8 secret rares, and I buy all rarities of every secret rare that I own for sure.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
and I believe you were collecting like every single commons as well, right? Until like 252.
Man, I just like to pretend like 252 doesn't exist. But besides 252, I have all the commons, and I have at least 2 different covers of every comic on the app, and at least 1 exclusive cover.
Awesome. Do you have any physicals to kind of match your digitals?
Physical comic books? Nah, man, I never collected comic books, but now I kind of think that maybe I will one day. But back in the day, I would be like, I'm a baseball card collector. I don't collect comic books.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like I've never considered comics or going into like a comic book store, and now I'm like, man, I kind of every once in a while I'm like, I kind of want to go to the comic book store, see what they have or see what's there. You know, like VeVe has me curious with like a lot of different things now.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up some of the physical comics of the NFTs I own, especially I want to say like the secret rares, but I don't know if those comic covers exist in real life. I'm not really sure if they do, but if they, if you have something that's really expensive as an NFT, but the physical counterpart, is kind of common, is kind of cheap, it would be cool to pick that up for 10 or 20 bucks.
Yeah. Yes, I've been buying things to match the digitals as well. Like I purchased the Todd recently, and that just came in, and I'm like, man, this is like changing me. Like I'm buying all this stuff that I never thought that I would be spending money on now.
Nice. I want one of those physical Todd McFarlanes. I know a lot of people are collecting them now.
Yeah.
Are they sold out, like the physical
5K
ones?
Yep.
Yeah, there's 5K, and then they have a version 2 that also has like 5K editions.
Oh wow. Yeah, I remember you took a picture of that and you showed me, and I couldn't even. It was for a split second. It was hard for me to tell which one was the NFT, which one was the physical. That's how amazing like these NFTs are in augmented reality.
They're very similar and very detailed. Like a lot of people really have to look twice to be like, wait, which one's fake and which one's real?
True.
Yeah, Jacob with one. It goes, what's one collectible you regret selling?
Man, the Prize Givenchy 3 different times. I wish I still had one. I had 3 at one point, but now I own 0.
Which one is this?
The Pride Givenchy 2D.
Oh,
it's a nice one too. It's a great NFT. It's worth a ton now.
God, the Pride. For me, I wouldn't say there's one I regret selling. At the time, I had to make some moves. So what I did, like during the golden moment drops, is I had multiple homers and Barts on drop. So I did sell one homer and Bart to, continue to have gems for the following drops, and I was hitting the other drop, so it worked out for me. I wouldn't say I regret it, but that would be one where I maybe sold a lot lower than what it is worth now at the time. I sold it for like $250 at the time, which is crazy. But yeah, that was just to get the gems at the time for the next drop.
Yeah, for me, I haven't sold any of my golden moments. I don't think. Yeah, so far I haven't regret selling anything yet. So I'm just still holding on to it, but we'll see. Because I missed out on like Batman and stuff and the Spider-Man, so I don't want to miss out on this. I feel like this is like another, like the golden moments are for sure the next great opportunity on the platform, in my opinion.
I do know what you regret not buying though.
I do regret what I regret not buying was the Homer dropped on the day of the drop. It dropped to nearly below mint price, which was like 56 gems. Yep. And I was talking to crypto addicts, like, I'll just wait for a little bit. I went to go make a come back, and it like jumped up already to like maybe 200, and I still didn't buy it. And then like, yeah, the rest is history. It just kept going up, and and I finally bought it and completed my set like around maybe 400, but whatever. Could have got 4 of those, or like 8 of those.
I wasn't worried too much about selling my Homer and Bart because I did buy some Homer and Barts for around 100, so I was good with it.
Oh my god, it's
nice,
crazy. Yeah,
very nice.
It's crazy how low those golden moments were. Like they were so disrespect to start off, but then you saw.
I know, man.
As it went on, like the next drop, the floor was always a little higher each time.
Yeah, and then now with like the new Disney drops, like. On the secondary markets, like they're not even dropping. They're like dropping at like maybe what 30%. That's it, really compared. And then people are listening for like $1,000 right off the bat. It's ridiculous.
People respect Disney.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Disney has to be respected. I mean, I like the cards. Like I think the cards are great. The one card that I wanted was Donald. I think Donald is a special one in this group, and after a while, like I actually got the Donald on drop, and I was happy about it. And not just the Donald, I had Donald and I had Goofy on drop, and those were the 2 that I was like, those are the ones that I kind of want. But Donald in particular, I wanted Donald because Donald is he's a big time player in Disney.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was like a fact where apparently he appears a lot more than usual in a lot of the Disney movies or so. I don't know. He's like pretty well known and pretty well common in like the cartoons. Like what, like more so than compared to any other like Disney character. Like he's up there.
I was surprised he was so iconic. I thought Minnie was going to be the big hitter for this drop because you know, she's real big with the ladies, but everybody said Donald Duck was the man and that he's been in more movies than even Mickey Mouse himself. So of all the other characters, the other duck characters that have come from Donald Duck, like Daisy Duck and Scrooge McDuck and all the other ducks. So apparently he's the one.
Yeah,
crazy.
Donald, he's a big player there. And even if you do like a quick search as like most popular like Disney characters, like Donald's up there right behind Mickey. Like it's Mickey and then it's Donald. So yeah, man, don't sleep on that Donald. That's why I was like, you know, we gotta stack Donalds. But yeah, the cards, I like the cards. I think they're a lot better than what I thought they were going to be beforehand.
I feel bad for Goofy. They did Goofy dirty in that drop.
Yeah, Goofy. They say that's his original image though. Like the first time they drew him, that's what he looked like.
He looks high as hell.
So...
Like
he does.
He looks super stoned, man.
420 Goofy.
Right?
What would you say? You said it was Walt doing a selfie.
Yeah, pretty much Walt doing a selfie. Yes.
It only made sense to drop that Goofy now since that was the original design. So I can see why they did that.
Yeah, looks like we have a question from All Chat. It says, "Do you think Golden Moments will be only on the first Monday of December, aka Disney Plus Day? I would dump all your MCP points. For those raffles?" Question mark.
I don't know if they're gonna have any more Disney Golden Moments. I kind of feel like that was it. That was the first one. They dropped all of them, and that's it for Golden Moments.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too.
Yeah, I kind of feel you with that. Like I think Golden Moments was a special thing, and I think that's why they hold value, because I don't really think they plan on continuing like another series of Golden Moments. They dropped, each one was a 2-set series, and they dropped it all that week, and I think that's all they have planned for Golden Moments. They may have other things like other drops, but I don't think they're gonna be continuing or adding to the Golden Moments drops because those are special, you know, and I think they want it to be special because those are the first ones.
Absolutely.
So, in my opinion, you just don't get rid of Golden Moments, because I think those are girl pieces for a long time. All Chat was adding here that he thinks Goofy, it was because Goofy was a single dad, that's why he was like that.
That's messed up.
I feel you, Goofy.
Goofy ain't getting no love.
And he thinks Golden Moments are going to drop once a year. I mean, I won't say they won't, because I know they'll do something special for Disney Plus Day, but man, it's hard to think that they'll continue to really saturate the Golden Moments and really, you know, add to, because when you start to add more of these Golden Moments, it kind of devalues the original set. And
yeah, I totally agree.
I think they want those to be the actual
special,
girls
right?
of Disney.
Yeah.
If they do end up doing it, though, there's a lot of good characters they could do. You could see Cinderella as a Golden Moment, or Beauty and the Beast. There's quite a few options, though.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of feel like they're going to drop those kind of like Marvel does with their characters, especially since Marvel is under Disney. If we're going to have a Snow White, it might be a Snow White drop with 5 different rarities, a couple that are animated or something like that.
Yeah.
With the dwarves.
The dwarves, yeah, you got to have the dwarves. That'd be a big drop.
Yeah, for sure. Cinderella's gonna be huge. I think Cinderella, whenever they drop Cinderella, that's gonna be one of the drops to get. I mean, I can only think of so many that really are not out yet that you really would want. Like, I know Disney has a bunch of characters, but I don't think any of those characters are really going to push beyond really what we have now. But I think Cinderella is one of them. But like, let's say they do release like Aladdin. Aladdin's popular, but how, like, do you see anyone really sacrificing much to pick up Aladdin over what they already have? Like, yeah. I know you're like, I'm not selling my Todd for Aladdin, so like it's not really something that I can see really someone really selling off to try to collect. But I mean, it's a big character in general.
I think Aladdin's probably more popular than Wally or the Pizza Planet Truck, though. What about Dumbo? Is Dumbo Disney? Because I think that'd be super popular.
Yeah, Dumbo's pretty
Yep, Dumbo's
popular
Disney.
too.
Yep.
I did a search on Wally, and he's actually like the third most popular in Pixar. It's like
Really?
Woody, Buzz, and Wally. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
Wally may be slept on. I mean, I kind of slept on
Wally
Wally,
is
but
super
I
slept
think
on.
he's slept on.
I bought a Wally like the other week, and then I might buy another one if he continues to sit around sub 1500. To be honest, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably pick up a Homer and Bart, my first one, pretty soon. Maybe even tonight, since it's under 2,000 right now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been stabilizing around this price, to be honest. So it's only a matter of time until like the floor gets swept, and then there's a new support price for this collectible.
Yeah,
'Cause,
so how I see the price
yeah.
moving and how I try to explain it is that we're buying, let's say like you got a Homer on drop and you paid 60 for it. You have a price that you're willing to sell for, right? So let's say your price was gonna be like 1,000 and you're happy with 1,000, right? Because you sold it or you bought it for 60 and you're flipping it for 1,000, you're happy about that. But then the person that's buying it for 1,000, his diamond hands are gonna be a little stronger than yours because he's not gonna want to sell it for 1,000 anymore. He may
Yeah.
not want to sell it for 2,000. He may want to sell it for 5,000. You know, so
Yeah.
his price may be 5,000, and when he does sell it for 5,000, you got someone else with more diamond hands, and he's like, I'm buying it for 5,000. I'm not selling it till he gets to like 50,000, and that's just gonna increase the price because these collectibles are swapping hands. Everyone has a price, but it's swapping hands to someone that has a higher price, and every time someone comes in to buy the next one, they're gonna have to pay that premium because that person's not willing to let it go for anything lower, and they're not gonna want to take a loss on like a golden moment. So yeah, you're now paying a premium for it, and that's why I see golden moments as just increasing over time. It's just gonna keep swapping hands, and as it begins to swap hands to more diamond hands, the price is just gonna continue to go up.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the psychology of the game, right? Like, you just need in order to like avoid feeling FOMO and stuff, and like feeling like regretful of selling, you need just, like you said, you just need to know your price and be satisfied with it, and then move on to the next. To be honest, you know, at the end of the day, we're all gonna make it, right? like you're just, you know, whether what price you get in, like these collectibles on NFTs are like on the VeVe apps, like they're like this is a life-changing opportunity in my opinion, right? Like, I mean, VeVe Vault, you mentioned a minute ago or like a while back saying like this is probably like the next Bitcoin opportunity, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's how people see it too. They know that the blockchain technology, whenever Bitcoin was around, people didn't quite grasp it, but now that Bitcoin's been around, they understand that blockchain means that it's secure. It means that it can't get stolen from you, and it means that it's there forever. And now that we have actual collectibles that are kind of cool, like people, Batman, Superman, people that we collect anyway, now we have that on the blockchain as well. It just all goes together perfectly. So I think it is definitely the future of the collectible industry.
Yeah, for sure. Bears Okay said Disney released new golden figures yesterday. I may have missed that.
It's my buddy Bears Are Gay. What's up, Bears Are Gay?
Wait, Disney released new golden figures yesterday? What's that?
Maybe in the physical world? I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't on VeVe, so
yeah,
I know they don't have their own release yet. So let us know what you're talking about there, Bears Are Gay. Or what are we missing out on here?
Have you? Here's another question. Have you explored other platforms other than VeVe? Like, there's, I'm sure you heard of Recur. Are you? Did you happen to grab a pass for Recur as well, or are you anticipating anything big for that platform?
I am getting into some other platforms. I've gotten into and gotten out of a couple as well, but Recur is not one that I've been interested in at all. I don't like really the licenses that they got, and it kind of seems like they're just trying to copy off of VeVe. NBA Top Shot, all the sports stuff I get into. I like Autograph IO a lot, which is Tom Brady's company, and their marketplace is on DraftKings. And I get into a lot of drops there, and I get a lot of cheap NFTs. Today there was a Dale Earnhardt drop, and one of the NFTs, there was only 1,000 editions, and it was 60 gems, and I didn't get the drop. But in the marketplace afterwards, I bought it for 95 gems because, you know, there's only 1,000 of them. It's the first Dale Earnhardt Jr. NFT, and it looks like a baseball card that's been slabbed by PSA. That's the way it looks, but it's 3D. So I
Yeah.
mean, I like the stuff on Autograph.io. The Tom Brady NFT I have includes his voice, and it's only like 750 editions. If something like that was on VeVe, it would be a blue chip for sure. And you can buy it for like $100 on that website. So I do like that one a lot. I like Terra Virtua a lot. I was into Zed Run, which is the horse racing. And I thought it was a really great idea, and the product looks really good. But I think their algorithm is not very good, and they always try to keep changing stuff up, and it's almost impossible to win when you're going against people who are paying $30,000 for their horses. So I gave up on Zed Run, but all the sports stuff is what I seem to be gravitating to mostly.
Yeah, I see. Everything you're talking about is sports. You got horse racing. You got racing in general. And cars.
With Tom Brady,
he's into the sports.
With Tom Brady especially, like he decided he was going to retire, right?
Yeah, they said something about he's retiring and focusing on NFTs. I don't know if that was a troll or something, but that's what it sounded like.
So I mean, that could be a great opportunity, right? Like if he's retiring, that'd probably be more valuable. Bring up the value of his collectibles. So
yeah, and his platform has all the stars on it, like Wayne Gretzky, Tony Hawk, Tiger Woods. It's really interesting, an interesting platform to check out.
It's called Autograph.io.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, we'll have to check.
And like I said, their marketplace is on DraftKings, which a lot of people know about.
Yeah. So I'm actually excited for Recur. I'm just looking to see what they're gonna bring to the table, right? So I did purchase a pass this a couple months ago. It was for like $300, I believe. And then now the pass is like worth, because you could trade the pass as well on their marketplace. And right now the pass, last I checked, was I think $800. So I mean, there you may double your money, you know. And it's basically they're saying the passes you can only use it to get early in on drops, and they're never gonna sell that pass ever again. So I just thought that was a cool concept to bring to the table as well.
It's an interesting twist that they have going.
I definitely want to see some other people's, like your guys' videos, other YouTubers' videos about Recur, so I can see what it is before I decide if I want to get in or not.
I mean, being a sportsman, I think one of the biggest things that Recur has is just college sports. I think that's huge. That's a big marketplace.
I didn't realize they had that.
I think that's going to be driving Recurs. Yeah, they have a lot of college sports there, and I think that's really what's going to push them.
I think we did a video. I think we did a video a couple of months back about Recur and the potential of it. Like they have a bunch of big names behind it. Like Gary V is behind it. The Gemini twins from the Gemini platform, the Winklevosses twins or whatever. Oh, okay. Like they're backing that. Nice. And some other big name folks, venture capitalists that are behind it. So.
I wonder what kind of college sports NFTs they plan on making, because you can't do players, of course. So I guess they're just doing mascots or something.
It'll be interesting, but I know, man, there's so many alumni, there's so many everything. Like people really want to rep their school, regardless of what it is. They could release a T-shirt NFT or something, and people will buy that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they have the number 2 best IP, I think, generating, which is like Sanrio or Hello Kitty. I'm sure you're not into that. You don't like you're into it, but
I'm a big Hello Kitty fan. No, I'm just kidding.
No way. No, but they have them under their as one of their IPs, so which is kind of interesting. Yeah, definitely check it out. It would be good.
I mean, I like the additional marketplaces because it really forces VeVe and others to really strive to be better. But to be honest, I don't think VeVe is really that concerned about their competition because they're so far ahead. Like they have a working app. Like you can have Recur coming into the market. They don't have a working app or anything yet. They're trying to build everything now. Just like all of these NFT projects that are releasing, they're all saying, and they have a roadmap that they're going to create a game. They're going to create this. They're going to do this. But VeVe has it, and VeVe kind of does the opposite. They don't advertise what they're going to do beforehand. They release it, and then they say, "Hey, we have this." It's a little opposite, and I kind of like that because they're more of they're not really trying to market themselves and advertise themselves to bring in more traffic. They're kind of just slipping it through and just like throwing little things out as they grow without really trying to push too much. They're really holding back, and I think that's a good thing.
Very true.
I mean, are they holding back? I feel like they're dropping everything. They're dropping like non-stop, which is kind of crazy.
There's so much to get out.
I
if
know.
you
I
think
just
about,
can't
like, when
keep up with everything. Yeah.
like when they were doing like Disney, right? Like they could have said they had Disney a long time ago and been like and advertised it on their app, like, hey, we have these licenses, we have Disney, we have Marvel, we have this. But they didn't. You know, they waited till they had the NFT ready to drop that week, and then they're like, hey, we have Disney and we're gonna drop their NFTs next week. And it's like everyone's like, what is Disney and NFTs right now? And that's why you have these gem squeeze. People are like, okay, now we got to get gems like really quick because you got Disney coming out. And that's completely opposite of what everyone else is doing. Like Recur is like, we have Hello Kitty, and it's like they haven't shown anything yet, and now everyone's waiting to have Hello Kitty. When's it coming out? But you know, VeVe is just casually dropping it and having things out.
Very true.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, let's catch up with chats here. All chat came in. I think you'll be able to drive Pixar's pizza truck eventually. You can remove that pedestal. Yeah, I know. Vault, you posted the screenshot of the pedestal in the app that you can kind of change, maybe customize or remove or whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know if that's going to let you drive it or whatnot, but I know, David, you did mention that that may be the only pizza truck ever that they release on here, so that'll be interesting.
No way.
What do you feel about that?
I don't think I do think we'll be able to change those pedestals. I don't think you'll be able to drive the pizza truck. I could be wrong, but I do think you're going to be able to drive the DeLoreans and the Ecto ones, and I still think that they're a little undervalued because of that. They're going to have a lot of utility in the VeVeVerse.
Someone tweeted the other day about the Batmobile. Did you see about that?
I've seen that Batmobile. I think it was David Yu put it on his Instagram AR video of it for a long time ago. So I mean, it's designed. I don't know when we're going to get it though. That's going to be a big drop.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of speculation that could be coming next. So we'll see.
Oof, I hope so.
I'll be grabbing one for sure. Bears was adding in here. It says, yeah, so I think this is in regards to the golden figurines. And he said it was from Toy Story. So that's interesting.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Let's see.
And adding
Simba, Woody,
Tinkerbell, golden figures. Maybe we'll get it in VeVe also.
If we have a second Disney. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say if we do have that second Disney Golden Moments drop, people already know the value of them, so it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when they drop, the price is going to be, the floor is already going to be high because you're comparing it to the original price, whatever it's at the time. Tinkerbell would be huge. Tinkerbell is a big time player. Woody's huge.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Let's see, we have all chat here. Supposedly they own the footage, so maybe they could do clips. I believe Recur's first drop will be Care Bears, Q1 2022. If Recur doesn't hit the ground running, they're almost advertising for VeVe.
Yeah, they need to do something. But they did say that February was going to be a big month for them, so we may see some tracks, them getting on track and releasing some stuff. So they did mention February was going to be a big month for them. So
looking at their images, it kind of resembled like the Disney cards. I don't know if that's what their NFTs are going to be like, but we'll see, man. That kind of looked like their type of art as far as what they're advertising on their website. So maybe that's kind of what they're releasing there.
No, for sure. They need to release something better than a PFP type NFT, right? Like I'm sure they've seen all the collectibles in VeVe, and they know that they need to step up if they're trying to be a part of this competition. So I think they will. I mean, they have, like I mentioned, like they have a lot of big names behind them, and exciting to see what they're gonna bring.
And let's throw this one at you, Vault. So let's say you're David Yu here and you have control of everything that goes on with VeVe right now. What would you do differently with VeVe, and how do you plan on executing that, and why?
Excuse me. Well, I would definitely put those hOMIE tokens on an big exchange as soon as possible. I'm sure they want to, and there's some reason why they can't. I don't know much about cryptocurrency, But if I was David Yu and that was I had a button to push where it put it on Coinbase, I would probably push that button. And and then let's see. I mean, I really like the way they've been doing edition sizes. In the past, I've always thought that they were releasing too many editions, but now that the user base is caught up, seems like they know what they're doing in that area. And I would hold off on Pokemon. I think you should hold off on Pokemon until the app is working like perfectly, running smooth. Don't wait too long. but wait a little bit longer before you drop the Pikachus.
Yeah, I'm super excited for Pokemon, just because like I grew up on Pokemon. I was a collector, played the game, etc. And you know, we mentioned in the Gale's interview that basically Pokemon was technically the very first NFTs when we think about it, right? Because you were able to not only catch a Pokemon on your Game Boy Color, but you were also able to send that over or make a trade if you connected it with a wire, you know, and that's technically an NFT, right? Like there's utility, and it's you know, it's on a platform where you can use it. And then I mean, that Pokemon was pretty much the trendsetter for basically the very first NFT to be created in this world. So I thought that was interesting to realize.
Down.
Yeah.
It is interesting. That makes it perfect for NFTs world too. I'm sure they're developing Pokemon NFTs right now. I'm just hoping that they're developing.
They've been real quiet in this whole NFT thing. So I'm wondering what do they have under their sleeve.
Right.
So
it's gonna be something, and I think when they come out, it's gonna be huge.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, it's on VeVe.
Yep, I hope so too. Yeah. Hopefully, it's the Pokemon Go on VeVe. That's because that was fun. That even had my kid playing it, had me playing it, my parents were playing it. Everybody loves Pokemon Go.
Were you
on the Pokemon Go? Could you send
stop areas?
Yeah, I mean, there was a little area downtown, and it's a pretty small town. I live in Indiana, but there was a town area where everybody gathered, and you started to recognize people and know people and walk around with certain people. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, you meet so many people when you're doing that. Like people, like you're just randomly going around, and you know they're doing the same thing because everyone's looking at their phone. And so, like, what I did was, I had a little phone holder on my bike, and so I went to the park, and I made a cycle around the entire park over and over, because as you go around it, there's a Pokestop everywhere, and so I'm just going around swiping on my phone as I drive my bike around. Nice. And as you're doing that, like you see people like doing the same thing, and people walking, and you know they're swiping, and it's crazy. And there's spots where you can go to where it's like 3 stops in one, and you're like trying to get all of them in one spot without moving.
Yeah, the area I live in, there's not a lot of Pokestops because it's southern Indiana, but I could just go whenever I ran out of Pokeballs or anything, just go across the river. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and just travel around for like 10 minutes, and I would have a whole bag full, and then just go back to Indiana.
Oh. I remember the first time Pokemon Go came out, and like there was a huge meme of like people doing random ass shit and getting lost and falling off the cliff or something just to catch a Pokemon.
I'm sure I ran into a couple stop signs.
With your car?
No, while walking.
Oh god.
Running into poles and everything, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But that's how you see like everyone's walking down with their heads down, and
yeah.
You know what they're doing.
Just think if that happens again, and they're all with the VeVe on their hand, you know.
I know, right?
You know what's crazy about it too is that there are so many people out there that were just, you know, communicating and talking to each other. Like typically they wouldn't do that, you know. Like a lot of these people actually don't like going out and talking, but since everyone shared that common interest, everyone's out there talking and sharing like, hey, what do you have? Like, oh, there's a so-and-so over here, and everyone's running over there to get it. Like, that's awesome. And I think that's the same thing that VeVe shares. Like when you're out there and people see VeVe stuff, you're like, you start talking to people, and you can easily just talk about VeVe anywhere you go and start showing your collectibles, kind of like you show off your Pokemons and where you got it and stuff like that. Like VeVe's a good icebreaker and a good conversation starter too.
Yeah, it's almost like the Pokemon Go community is the physical version of the VeVe community.
That's true. Awesome. Bears here added, it's a new Batman movie coming out. Time to stack on new Batman NFTs. There's a lot of Batman NFTs you can stack up on.
I really like that battle statue with the King Croc a lot for 1,000 gems. I don't know if I don't know how much it's gonna be worth in the future. It's got the same edition size as Superman, but it just looks really cool. And if we have a whole bunch of battle statues in the future, that'll be the first one. That'll be the Todd of battle statues. I do like that one as an investment.
I like how those look, man. Like, I went.
It's very detailed,
I started Googling a ton of these statues like after that drop, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of awesome statues. There's like Batman and Joker and Batman versus Superman. Like, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of awesome statues that I could see coming out, and I'm like, I'm kind of excited for them.
So, what would you say your top 5 collectibles, like blue chips that I know one of them is Todd, but what would you say the next 4 would be for you?
Are you saying ones that I own or just on the app in general?
That you would say you would hold for the long run, or that are blue chips to you?
Okay, so I think Cat Bronson is a good one because the artist there, Mr. Cartoon, is super popular and he's like mainstream. He does a lot of the rappers' tattoos, and there's only one of those NFTs. It's a set by itself, and the edition size is really low, and it looks really cool. So Cat Bronson, I think, is kind of being slept on as a blue chip. It's going to be a blue chip in the future.
Okay.
I mean, partner statue, of course, is a blue chip. Not that I own one.
Yeah.
But if you picked one of those up and you were smart enough to hold on to it, I mean, you can't imagine how many new users came into the app that week and bought one and then sold it.
Yeah.
Now they see the price of it and they learned something big there.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then some of those secret rare comics are definitely big ones. I mean, some of the ones that I own are like Hawkeye and the other Tales of Suspense number 52. But of course, if you own even Fantastic Four 1, you don't even have to own the Marvel number 1, which is worth a ton. But if Fantastic Four number 1, Amazing Spider-Man number 1, even Journey into Mystery, I think those are big time girls with only 600 editions. Well, actually, there might be more editions on those because they were the earlier drops.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
No,
And Todd for sure, the ultimate run, right?
Of course, Todd, and one that I own,
getting rid of
secret
Todd.
rare Coca-Cola Snow Globe. I hope that's a grail one day. There's less than 2,000 editions, so I went ahead and picked up one of those. It's a great brand that everybody around the world knows. Maybe that'll be a grail one day.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure, yeah. Do you guys ever think will be a cross between Marvel and Disney princesses, like Marvel gals and Disney dresses and Disney princesses and superhero costumes? I think this will be in the app in the future.
Sounds controversial.
Imagine a Disney or a Marvel character in like a Wonder Woman costume.
You know, it's possible that they did that.
Mix.
And if they did do it, though, I think they'd be very valuable. I mean, you think about the new Minnie Mouse, they had just changed her to a pantsuit, which a lot of people are upset about. But if we got that pantsuit NFT on the app, think about how iconic that is.
I know they plan on having accessories, and I think the accessories are going to be like kind of like almost like off-brand, you know, like not any brand in particular, just VeVe branded. So yeah, I don't think they'll let you use like put Batman in a Superman costume or anything, because that's just that's something that has to get approved by like the licensors and stuff, and I think that may be causing some issues with that, and I don't think they're just gonna allow it. So yeah, I think allowing you to use maybe like the off brands just from VeVe will be allowed, but I don't think anything as far as like a Spider-Man costume being put on some other person or a Disney dress on a different.
What do you think about fashion brand accessories, like some Nike shoes that you can put on your Todd McFarlane?
That would be dope. Kind of like
yeah.
You know, you could have your Peter Parker in Jordans too. You know, it's not just gonna be Miles Morales.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
mean, you
awesome.
think about it, like when collecting all these collectibles, right? It's a way of expressing yourself. Like you collect a particular type of IP because that IP speaks to you, you know, and the ability to customize it with like Jordans or whatever different types of shoes and stuff or accessories. I mean, that just broadens and brings in more opportunity to, you know, for the NFT space. I think it's a great idea.
Definitely.
It's a way of expression.
All chat was chiming in here. You're saying thinking more of a collab. Collabs could be interesting. I think. I mean, there's collabs. We're talking fashion, so I mean, there's a lot of collabs in the fashion industry. You know, you have like Supreme and LV making collabs or whatnot. There's a lot of collabs in the fashion industry, so collabs being a thing, I could see. What do you think about that?
We got a little bit of a collab with Zombie Spider-Man. He's wearing Doctor Strange's cape or cloak or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, stuff like that in the future you could see.
Yeah.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, we're writing in. You want to close out pretty soon here?
Yeah, let's do this question right here. I think this is a good one.
Okay. You're gonna ask the question, or?
Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So me personally, and I think you may agree with me here. I believe Todd is gonna eventually flip Riso. So your opinion, if you agree or not, when do you think this will happen and why?
Well, I don't watch Rizzo's prices, so I don't know how close it is.
Right now he's at 16K. Last I checked.
Oh man, well then it's coming any minute. Then we're pretty close already. I stay within a month or two.
I thought he was at 20 still.
Oh, he's at 20. Oh, I just checked like earlier today. I suppose it was right around 16K.
I say the next big pump we have. Todd always pumps with the big pumps, so I'm sure it'll probably pass or at least catch up with Rizzo very soon, within a few months.
Okay. I personally think it may take a little longer because I think when you look at it and you see these as like one of ones, right? Like, let's say there's only one Todd on the marketplace and there's only one Riso on the marketplace, right? It's like, which one would you buy more? Because now scarcity is not a thing, right? There's only one of each left, and it's like, which one would you rather buy? Like, would you rather get the Todd now, or would you rather get the Riso? And it's like, whichever one you prefer. And for me, it's going to be Todd because he's the first. You know, he holds that first, he holds that FA, and so I'm going to value him more, and I'm willing to throw more money down on a Todd at that point when there's only one of each. And that's kind of how I see it, and why I think eventually it's gonna flip it.
I think you're right.
Sweet. All right, A5, did you have one you want to close out with?
Let's see. I mean, since you hold hOMI, right?
Yeah, I got about 400,000.
Yeah. Would you say? So I was thinking about the price, of IMX and how they had their big announcements, and I was actually talking to Crypto Addict earlier today too. So would it be? I mean, do you feel like there's more upside with IMX or with hOMI in this situation?
I think the upside
now that they have partnership, yeah.
Yeah, I think the upside is with hOMI right now because of, for one, the price point, and for two, the availability of hOMI tokens. It's hard to get. People don't know how to buy it. And once it's on a bunch of big exchanges where noobs can buy it, and where really a lot of the whales who just dabble in it with their spare time, they don't have time to sit there and look at the charts. They just got a lot of money, and they've made money on crypto in the past, so they buy some every once in a while. And once hOMI's available for them to easily buy, that's when I think you're going to see prices shoot up. And it's so low right now, it's got a long way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think the whole burning mechanism and its economics with it is really going to take hOMI over the top. Like, long term, like how I was explaining how it is it's like a rising floor price, and it's going to continue the floor is going to continue to rise in that token every time. And I mean, you could say, hey, hOMI's going to hit $20, and it may take 50 years, but hey, we hit $20, just based off of the burning mechanism.
Let's just hope it hits it earlier than that for us, But yeah,
I hear what you're saying though. With all these NFT drops every day, the more and more tokens get burned. All the secondary market action. I mean, so many are getting burned. Eventually, they're going to dry up.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
Totally
being
agree.
listed on multiple exchanges as well, and being involved with other projects that also can include some type of mechanism where you're burning hOMI. That's huge, because even with it being on like Immutable X, the burns or however they plan on doing the burns, like as Immutable X grows, the hOMIE token is also going to be more well known because it's listed on there as well. So their growth also helps, you know, the growth of VeVe as well, and it works two ways.
Absolutely. On Mutable X, you'll be able to, people who sell Gods Unchained or who collect those, have been collecting them all this time, will be able to sell their Gods Unchained NFTs for hOMIE tokens. And then they can, you know, either hold those and invest in those if they know about them, or use those to buy NFTs on VeVe.
Yeah, for sure. And the same's gonna occur on Token Trove, and you know, I think this may be a thing for when like OpenSea, like I think they're seeing the trend here that, you know, they're allowing multiple currencies to be used, and maybe OpenSea gets into that as well, and they maybe list hOMIE. Who knows? It can take off in a lot of ways, and yeah, the burning I think is gonna really make a big difference there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well,
Sweet.
Man, just want to say we appreciate your time so much and taking your time of the day just to come hang out with us and just have a discussion about VVs and just everything about, you know, what it means and how you got here and your story. You know, we appreciate you so much for taking the time out to doing that.
No problem, man. I appreciate you guys having me on your channel. I like it a lot. I had a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate it, man. You know, hit me up for anything you need. I know we've been talking a little bit, so yeah, just let me know if you need anything, and we're down. I really appreciate this.
Awesome.
Yeah. Appreciate all your wisdom, and looking forward to the new content and new strategies on how to get drops. I'm for sure gonna go clear my router, reset my router now after we talked about that earlier.
Definitely.
After the stream, resetting your router.
Oh man.
Awesome. All right. Well, like we always say before we leave, we're all
gonna make it.
See you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care.